Hi everyone, this is Adrian,
And I'm Carrie.
and for this episode, we are going to talk about Mandarine Basilic by Guerlain, this bottle right here. And I've been wearing this scent on me for a few days now, and it's a very pleasant fragrance. It smells of pure mandarin oranges, and because of its name, Basilic, it also implies it has basil in it. So, what notes are in this?
So the official notes are clementine, bitter orange, orange blossom or neroli, and green tea for top notes. For middle notes, mandarin, basil, chamomile, and peony. And the base notes are sandalwood and amber.
Okay, so what I noticed about this scent is that it starts off with a very citrusy fragrance of mandarin. Like you spray it on you, it smells very citrusy. And to compare it with another fragrance like Aqua di Parma's Arancia di Capri, that fragrance, it doesn't have the soda, musk. That was the musk, right? The
Yes.
soda smell. This one just really smells just orange, just very orangey. And the fragrance, like if you spray it on you, it's very delicate. So spray about eight, and if you spray about eight sprays, the person next to you sitting in the car will be able to notice your fragrance, but it doesn't really carry that far, so it doesn't really project that far, and at the same time, like it only stays with you for a few hours, becomes a skin scent by 2 hours, and only you and the person very close to you can notice it. So what do you think?
I agree. This is a type of a fragrance that I think is more for personal enjoyment. I think it's a great personal fragrance to use, like when you're just staying home, maybe, and you spray it on for your own enjoyment. Because, like you said, it doesn't project heavily after maybe the first half hour to an hour. It does stay on the skin for about maybe 4 hours, but it gets to be a pretty close scent after maybe just an hour or so. That being said, of course, you can pump it up by spraying a lot more and it's going to project, but it's still a fairly quick evaporating type of fragrance. Most of the notes are light citrus notes, and they're watery citrus notes, not sweet citrus. So you don't get a sort of a syrupy smell to it. It's very much like, say, the smells you would smell of somebody cutting up fresh fruit and making orange juice or something like that. So very enjoyable, but just by nature of the type of scents that they are, in this one, the Mandarin Basilic, it doesn't last very long, but it's lovely.
Yes, it is very pleasant. You cannot go wrong with the scent. It's not going to offend anyone unless they don't like citrus.
Yeah.
That's about it. Also, I want to talk about the bottle. The bottle looks very pretty. I like the beehive golden capper just surrounding it. But it also looks feminine for my tastes. So I'm wondering, is this a unisex fragrance or it swings like feminine?
So Guerlain marketed this as a woman's fragrance, but
Oh,
I don't really see how it couldn't easily be worn by a guy. It's a fresh, fruity sort of smell, but it doesn't have things that are typically thought of as heavily feminine, like lots of rose and flowery
no, it
type of
doesn't.
smells.
You don't smell any flowery scents with
No,
this.
no. With the exception of the basil and the chamomile, it's all pretty much fresh, citrusy fruits. So it's definitely something I would think of as a wonderful summertime and warm weather fragrance. It's a nice indoor fragrance if you're, staying indoors and you want to have something that you can enjoy, but it's not going to be overpowering to, say, your office mates or something like that. And it's one that it's nice if you have it to have like a decant of it or something, a small atomizer you can take with you to refresh it a couple times during the day if you want it to come off a little bit more powerful.
Another question I'd like to ask is, what does orange have to do with being a summer fragrance? Is citrus something that scientifically just good to smell during warm weather, or is it a fashion thing?
I think it's become a sort of a tradition that um, warm weather fragrances are lighter and things that don't become overpowering.
Mm-hmm.
So fresh fruity notes are the ones that are easier to take in hot weather situations where you would put it on and then the warmth outside or something may start to make the fragrance a little bit too cloying and too overpowering if it were like sweeter, darker, or woody notes. So possibly, just also, the association of in the summer, lots of things like fruit drinks and stuff like that, sitting by a pool or something maybe helps to cement that in people's minds as a summer sort of a smell. Whereas things like leather, tobacco, wood, cinnamon, things like that tend to be things that are more thought of as colder weather fragrances and around the holidays.
Oh, okay. One more question. I was wondering, what does Aqua Allegoria mean?
So Aqua Allegoria is a line of fragrances that Guerlain markets. They're fairly distinct from their other scents, and much like the Aqua de Parma that has the what was
Blue Mediterranean.
yeah, that those sorts of scents all have certain characteristics that are similar. The Aqua Allegoria line, the similar note between all of them is they're usually fresh, fruity, maybe tropical, but definitely on the light side, not heavy, sweet, syrupy, or spicy. The only sort of spicy notes that you run into in them are usually light herbal notes, like in this one, the basil.
Okay.
And I would have to say, when I smell this, the main things that come through to me are the oranges, like the clementine, mandarin, maybe a little bit of chamomile, but for me, it's mostly about orange in this.
Okay.
So if you like what we're doing here, leave a like and subscribe. We love what we do and we like talking about fragrances. And if you can leave us some comments about things that you would like for us to see or talk about, we will try to get to them as soon as we can.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.